let's go on a road trip in Italy. For this trip, we are not skipping leg day. We'll be roaming in Rome. That was necessary. And then over to the hilltop towns of Orvieto, and then Civita, and Montepulciano, Florence, and Siena. Buongiorno! I'm in Italia! We flew from Nairobi to Doha and from Doha to Rome with Qatar, and I really love Qatar. They always have the option on the flight for 3 different meals, so you never have to worry about forgetting to, take vegetarian before your flight, which I think is amazing. And the airport in Doha is great for shopping. I love that yellow teddy bear. And of course, for marketing purposes, Starbucks had to spell my name wrong. Airport in Rome is quite large, so if you can find the trains that can take you from one terminal to the other, I would highly suggest you do that. So to take a bus from the airport to the city, which was €8. From the bus station, we were hoping to take a metro into the direction of where our Airbnb was, but unfortunately the metro was under maintenance for this week. So we still then had to take an Uber, which then in total cost a bit more than if we had just taken an Uber directly from the airport. I am so tired, but we just arrived. I'm so excited we finally made it. I'm so tired though. So I think I'm gonna just do some skincare, get myself ready, have some snacks, and I think I just want to sleep just a little bit before getting to go up and about. Okay, let's do a quick house tour before I take a nap. So this house has 3 bedrooms and 2 showers, and it is located super close to the area where there's the Vatican. Oh, what's cooking? I'll leave you to it. Let the adventure commence. Let's go over to Sistine Chapel because we're very close to the Vatican and see what it's about. Ooh, okay, I already see crowds and crowds and lines all over the Vatican. These lines are longer than my to-do list. The line's too long, I'm not going in. I think we can just look at the beautiful fountain outside and perhaps all the beautiful monuments outside as well. Like, it looks incredible. Where do they get all this marble? Okay, random facts about the Vatican. Did you know that the Vatican is the smallest country in the world? So in 2011, the population was just about 560 people. And the Vatican is protected by the Swiss Guard. And this started in the year 1506. And apparently the Vatican has a secret passageway which popes can use to escape. Okay, so we left the Vatican because it was really crowded. So now we're just walking around the rest of Rome. I think because it's late August, there's not that many tourists, but it's still very packed. It is so hot. It is so hot. I'm just putting sunscreen every 3 seconds. Okay, so we're currently walking through Saint Angelo Castle. This castle has gone through a lot. It was initially built as a mausoleum and then converted to a military fort, and then it was converted to a prison, and then it became a place where lots of popes would come to sleep if they needed to seek refuge. Isn't this one of the coolest beds you've ever seen? I love the decor here. This is one of the Pope's bedrooms. Legend has it that in the year 509 AD, the Archangel Michael landed on top of the castle wielding a sword and declared that the plague was over, and from then henceforth the castle was renamed to Saint Angelo's Castle. Okay, a little history about the statue. So this statue has been through it. It was initially made of wood, and then that was quickly destroyed, and then they made another version which was made of marble, and then unfortunately in 1379 during a siege it was also destroyed. So then they remade the statue out of marble again. But this time they put bronze wings on the statue, and unfortunately in 1497 the statue was destroyed by a bolt of lightning. And in its place a new golden bronze angel was put up, but it was melted in order to make cannons back in 1527. So yet another replacement came and went. The statue was then rebuilt with bronze and marble, and this is the current statue that we see today. But this angel has been through it. I can't get over the intricate details that are on this ceiling. It's so beautiful. Oh, it looks so hard. What is it made of? I guess Voldemort. So I didn't know Voldemort existed. I didn't know Voldemort was real. Something that I really appreciate about Rome is that there are water fountains everywhere and the water is safe to drink from the tap. And in this 40-degree heat, it is necessary. So we just finished touring the castle, which was previously, I think initially it was made as a fort, then it was turned into a castle, then lots of popes lived in there. There's like a whole story I'll definitely have to explain more when I get to somewhere that's not so sunny, but it was really nice. It was definitely worth the tour, and it wasn't super full like the other places that we visited, so this was nice. We just lined up maybe for 5 minutes, which was great. So it is a must-visit place, and there's lots of like gold art, and also from the top of the roof you could see the whole of Rome pretty much. After exploring the museum in this heat, I am hungry, so we're heading over for lunch. We're going to a place called Fica. Okay, so I think I'll get the parmigiana because they don't have any veggie lasagna. This dessert, oh, I love pistachio, but this dessert, this is what dreams are made of. So we're thinking of going over to Pantheon to check it out, but I have a feeling there's going to be lots of tourists. But random fact about Pantheon, it was built in 09 AD as a Roman temple, but now it is a Catholic church. Yeah, as predicted, it is very crowded around here, so we're not going to have a look at that. Okay, so now we're headed to go look at Trevi Fountain. We've just come to this place here, but it's super crowded with lots of tourists. So, I mean, Trevi Fountain is also going to be really crowded as well because it's about 2 p.m. But we definitely have to see it. I think it's going to be such a nice view. Okay, random fact about the Trevi Fountain. Did you know the Trevi Fountain makes 3,000 euros a day? Made it onto the Trevi Fountain. If somebody could just push me in and while I have magnets in my pockets, that would be great. Thank you. But no, I'm kidding. Most of the money goes to charity after it's collected, and they usually collect it at night. It's so hot. I think right now it's probably gotten to 37. This is my first time on a Segway. I was very nervous at the start, but I am getting used to it. I feel like in order to properly do this, I just need to be one with the Segway. We'll be visiting the Villa Borghese. I heard it's such a beautiful garden. I haven't been here before, but I'm so excited to see it. This park is huge. We've been segwaying through, I don't know if segwaying is a verb, but we've been segwaying through the whole park, and this is only the 3rd largest park in Rome. I'm like, wow. It's so beautiful, and the garden and the lakes and the trees. Something that's really cool about this park is that it has this Victorian water clock, so the time changes because of water pressure. I am not sure what the mechanics are. I need to read more into this. So this here is supposed to be, I think so, we've seen lots of places with beautiful views today, but I think this is so beautiful as well. And I think this is part of the fancy swanky garden that we were in earlier. So I'm just like, wow. People lived swanky fancy lives. Ooh. So nice and cold. Yeah. I've never been on a Segway before, but I must admit this is the best way to travel in a big city, especially if you want to see as many things as possible and you don't want to get onto one of those hop on hop off buses. I think Segway is the way to go, especially because you can ask the guide where you want to stop and you can stop and it's fewer people, and then also because you're not inside a car, you're outside, so you can like stop and experience and see, and also just the breeze. As part of our Segway tour, we're going into the church of Saint Ignacio. So what makes this church really special is that it has a hidden secret on the ceiling. So the ceiling was initially supposed to be concave, but because they ran out of money during construction, the ceiling is flat. The artist by the name of Andrea Pozzo was able to create this concave appearance by just painting in a very meticulous manner. Just looking at the ceiling itself, I would never have been able to guess it isn't concave, it's flat. After the Segway tour, we went over to have some gelato, because how can you be in Rome and not have gelato? So good. I had the pistachio flavor and I'm completely in love with it. And then we just walked around for the rest of the day. Today we're going over to the area where they have the Colosseum, and in order to get bus tickets, you can buy bus tickets from any souvenir shop, or most souvenir shops sell bus tickets, and the ticket was just going for €1.50. I don't know if I can make it up these stairs, they seem so far. This is the staircase of Ara Coeli and the church of Ara Coeli as well. We're just going to do a quick walk through the church because it's also so beautiful and so intricate. But I feel like most churches in Rome or Italy in general are just very beautiful. The church was completed in the 6th century. And getting up to the church, there are 124 steps. None of the 22 columns in the church are alike. The columns used in the church were previously Roman ruins. This statue here depicts the legendary tale of twin brothers Romulus and Remus. It is said that as children there was a king that had ordered their death, and so they were abandoned as children and they fed on wolf's milk. until they survived and were adopted by a farming family. When they grew up, the twin brothers helped overthrow the king that had previously ordered their death. Later on, the twin brothers wanted to found their own city, Rome. But unfortunately, during an argument, Romulus killed his twin brother Remus, and therefore he was king of Rome and continued to live as such for the rest of his days. The Colosseum. Looking at this astonishing structure, you would assume it took quite a few years to build, but the Colosseum was actually built in merely 8 years. 8 years seems like a fair amount of time, especially when you have 100,000 construction workers. The Colosseum is 1,900 years old, and it can sit between 50 to 85,000. Talking for so long, I'm so tired. If you're around the Colosseum, don't forget to walk around and visit this charming neighborhood called Monte. Although while we were walking, it was unfortunately closed because Italians usually take their well-deserved break between August 15th until the end of the month. Rome ended up being such a heavy video with so much fun information and great places to visit. The next video is definitely the hilltop towns. Until next time, don't stop thinking about the Roman Empire. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye! Road trip, road trip, road trip.